So we're up pretty early this morning. We left Apollo Bay Marina before dawn. Travelled for about an hour, 9 nautical miles offshore. One of the methods of reef restoration that we're hoping to trial with the Seabed Restoration Enhancement Project is deploying about 130 tonnes of limestone rubble, about the same size as this fragment. And we'll be deploying that over an area of a couple of hectares, almost the size of a football field. And the aim is to try and replicate exactly what nature is doing here, which is to have a rock with lots of little grooves that actually attracts the plankton, so all the baby sponges, the baby corals and the bryozoans to land on top of these hard surfaces. And it's this hard surface that ultimately creates the reef and the marine life that then colonises the seabed and gives us all the great things that we love bottom of the ocean. So we're really fortunate to go out with Matt, a local fisherman from the Apollo region. He knows these waters like the back of his hand, and he's passionate, like all fishermen are, to protect and conserve marine habitat. Without healthy, intact marine ecosystems, they don't have a livelihood, we don't have fish on the table, and so it's critical that we have this partnership with the seafood industry to help restore these seabed communities. The reason why we've gone 9 nautical miles offshore to collect these sponges is we want to make sure that these sponges are the same species as what we'll be putting back into the Apollo Marine Park. So the area that we were collecting sponges in was only a couple of miles out of that area, and we know that they're very likely to be exactly the same types of sponge species that will be occurring in the marine. We've just deployed a small scientific dredge to collect sponges in 80 metres of water just adjacent to the Apollo Marine Park. So the dredge has just been out for about the last 5 minutes. We've trawled for 200 metres or so on the seafloor, and we're just winching it in here using this craypole winch, bringing it to the surface, and we're about to find out what we've caught. We're out there for about half the day. We're really successful. We caught a number of different sponges, lots of different species. We're then going to take these sponges back to the CGN aquaculture hatchery on Phillip Island and commence the cultivation process. Now, it's been a pretty rough journey for these sponges. They've had to come up from 80 metres deep, travel on the boat to the dock, and then from the dock into the ute, and from the ute into the hatchery. So we know that some of them won't survive, but we know that those sponges that can survive that journey will probably do pretty well in the hatchery when it comes to cultivation. From these sponges, we're hoping to be able to create over 600 individual sponges to be able to seed back onto some reefs that we then do the reverse journey back into the ute, back onto the boat, into the Apollo Marine Park, and commence our restoration trials. So after a couple of years of our limestone rubble being on the seabed, we hope they'll start to look a little bit like this, where they've been colonised by beautiful sponges and marine life. And with that, it'll be the basis of a diverse and thriving seabed and sponge garden community.